You are being watched.
Hello, welcome back to WhatAreMovie. I am Tony.
Hello.
And we're back for Person of Interest. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for us. Last time was Devil Share, where we saw Reese and Shaw going after Simmons, or everyone basically in the end, and they enlisted the help of Root.
Yes.
It was a hell of an episode. What an episode. So good.
That could have literally, I feel like you might have said this before, like
It could have been a season finale.
Yeah, or like a mid-season.
It probably was. I think it probably, and like, I don't know, let me have a look, because
dates.
There was a few weeks between, but sometimes they do that anyway with this show, so.
Because now I am thinking, I don't know where it's going to go from here.
Well,
like,
we'll
we've not got, like, there's active things in the background.
Well, I
think there's nothing.
I think the problem is at the moment in your mind, what I can see is that it's been very heavily focused on HR.
Yes.
Whereas HR have been in the background sometimes while other things are going on. So now,
but everything's in the background. That I'm like, what's going to come forwards?
What is? Well, we are on season 3, episode 11, Lethe. This aired on the 17th of December 2013, directed by Richard J. Lewis and written by Erik Mountain. We've seen both these people. I think I pronounced it correctly, but
this makes sense on why Tony just googled that word.
Yes, it's spelled Lethe. I think it's a Greek word from what I searched up, and I believe it means oblivion or forgetfulness, which sounds.
I'm gonna think probably the
kinda deep.
oblivion.
Maybe. Or.
But what does oblivion actually mean? I just think.
Like doom and.
Yeah, oblivion. I think of Umbrella Academy.
No, I think of Elder Scrolls Oblivion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, let's get straight into it. We're like about halfway through the season now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think with this episode, oh no, there's 23, so we're getting there.
Getting there.
But hopefully this gives an indication of where we're going. So let's just get on with it. 4 reactions in the description. Need your own copy to watch along. Just make sure to come back where we'll talk all about it. Let's go.
We need Root.
I do like we're getting.
Yeah. Is this like the new type of intro?
Don't know. Yeah. No intro again.
The fact that he's got a hospital bed into the library.
Yeah.
He's gone again.
Is it the library or the safe house?
Oh, I don't know actually.
Yeah.
I got a spider on me!
Okay. Oh, man, this song's so good.
Sorry. Get
You have
off.
your number yet?
No, we could use a little quiet.
We could use a little quiet.
Before that.
I'm sure I appreciate
You
being
told me to react,
associated
you
with
just
your
didn't
former
say
employers who tried to kill you.
They very
Not
much
like this
did.
job's any safer.
That's true.
As soon as he was strong enough to stand, he left without a word.
Where
By
do you
Miss
think
Shaw.
he's gone?
Oh, man. The group is... The band is... Oh. Hello, Miss Shaw. We got He looks...
His trust in the machine. is
Maybe.
probably a bit-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You can't get away from the machine.
Damn. I love this.
Wouldn't you be watching like, what is going on?
Happening? That's so cool.
Colorado.
Wow.
Is he going to look really rugged?
Maybe? No? It looks pretty...
What is
Very
he
good.
doing though?
A little road trip,
Is he
maybe.
just- I don't know if he's just going places to pick a fight though as well.
Yeah, you
Do you know what I
never
mean? To feel it. Oh, maybe not. You see these places a lot, don't you? Like little army hangouts.
Yeah. Oh my.
At least he's taking it outside.
Is he gonna go out and help? Everyone's just given up.
Yeah.
Damn. What an interesting... They're just all like... Well, how could you... Yeah, like you said, your trust in the machine would be like... In a way, like... It tried to help, though. Like, but it'd be broken, yeah.
Please let me know if there's anything you require.
Book from your cart, top shelf, third from the right.
False gods. A little light reading.
I know it's been hard for you, Harold. You really shouldn't take it out on her.
I'm sure I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course you do.
Ignoring her.
How does she know?
She has a new number for us.
Is she still talking to her then?
How?
How did you get this? Are you communicating with the machine?
That's so cool.
Time. She wants us to work together.
But she's in a Faraday cage.
So he's looking around like, wow.
Lock that door.
Maybe like a pigeon's coming up to the window.
Maybe.
Tapping on the...
I knew you were holding out on me.
Must you do that?
So we have another number.
I haven't decided.
I don't think you got to decide.
Actually, I do.
He's the one who built it.
Okay. Well, is that going to happen anytime soon?
Moon number.
Arthur Claypool. Something wrong, Finch?
No.
Yeah, looks like he's seen a ghost.
Yeah. Probably because it's actually someone.
Maybe.
I never made a convincing doctor, even when I was one.
No, I think it's best if I stay here.
We did learn that as well, didn't we?
He was an IT consultant at a software company. Most recent credit card, hospital gift shop. Strange part, there's no record of him.
I got him. He's here.
Glioblastoma multiforme.
Brain tumor.
Sure.
Oh, man.
Terminal.
Damn.
Who would want to kill a dying man?
That's
Yeah.
what we need to find out.
What would be the point?
Yeah.
Just wait.
Maybe he's a drug lord. Have you seen it?
How are you doing today?
More honeybee than dragonfly. Lifespans. 4 months.
As long as you don't go mayfly on me.
Are you new? Or have I just forgotten you? Oh, well.
There you go.
My mother.
Forgetfulness.
It's like a computer with a corrupted file system. Memories
That
come
must
flooding back.
Suck.
Including a few that really should.
And what memories are those?
Have you hard-coded the essential value base after every operation? Excuse me. I've seen you on this floor before.
That's because I haven't been here before.
What's your specialty?
Clinical oncology and palliative care. What's yours?
Yeah, what is this guy's deal?
He doesn't look like a
Anything?
doctor.
No.
Why is there so many suits?
Yeah.
Claypool has a government security detail. Vague job title. I'd say he's got top secret clearance or better.
He said his tumor was causing memories to flood out of him.
If he's got secrets, yeah.
Someone's planning on shutting him up using the three-man wedge formation. Their secret service.
Hmm.
Who the hell is this guy?
Ooh. Hey, we kind of got the intro. There
Three-man
you go.
wedge. So if you ever see people walking down the street like
Secret
that,
Service. How? What the? 1969. Jesus.
oh God, that's.
Wow, the
Do you think
cameras.
it's him,
The middle of nowhere.
or is this going to be little Reese?
Music.
Are they sparrows, Dad?
Oh, is this little Finch?
Tell you what,
Because the
you help me
sparrows.
with the truck, and I'll help you with the birds.
You think?
Yeah, because he was like, "Are they sparrows?" And I'm like, ugh.
I can't for the life of me figure out why. Where's the socket wrench? I had it right here in my hand.
Dad.
And where my head is lately.
I never got to fix a car with my dad. Or shut up.
Seems like a very American thing to
Yeah.
do. The machine.
That's quite
Exactly.
quite weird, isn't it? Let's see. He's looking at that pretty. I mean, if it is Finch,
Is
which
he taking out the whole engine?
Longer than I...
it's broken.
I'll be damned. But you're not supposed to take things apart like that.
Why not?
Understand, Harold?
Well, they don't want you to get inside. They ought to build it better.
That's good.
Well, you know, you can't argue with the child in that.
Where'd that is?
That's very cool.
Claypool security detail won't leave his side. Just need a gallon of anything flammable.
What?
Finch with the hospital.
There are ways to get to Claypool do not involve any kind of combustion.
That's fun though, isn't it?
But I'll need a partner. You could be a hospital administrator.
I'm afraid I'm unable to do that.
Hang on. As a visitor. A woman looks to be about his age. Tall, brown hair.
Like this?
Diane Elaine Claypool, that's it.
Diane Claypool.
His wife.
Patients in distress, step aside.
Not distressed, just confused. You don't have any authority to be here. And you don't have SCI clearance?
You are not at work. Arthur, please just look around. You are in a hospital.
Man, it must be awful.
Who do you think you are to talk to me this way?
I mean,
Damn.
you just don't remember.
No, I don't have time for these games. I have to fix it.
Fix what?
Samaritan. It has to be operational
Okay,
before they
that's
can.
enough.
They want to kill it. I will not let them. I've taken precautions.
What is he talking about?
He is not deceived who knows himself. to be deceived.
Must be horrible. Like,
What is Samaritan?
Samaritan, yeah. He needs to finish it.
Seems to answer the question.
Something called Samaritan?
Name is familiar. See what I can
Oh.
dig up.
I can get to the next best thing.
His wife.
Sorry about the scene back there. I don't know how you do it.
When was he diagnosed?
About a year ago, he was getting lost, change in his temperament.
It's crazy. The brain is a crazy thing, right?
Yeah.
One slight change and...
Do you know of anyone who'd want to hurt your husband?
Why would you ask?
His security detail.
They're just here because of where he worked.
Where was that?
The National Security Agency. He would not want me
Oh.
to tell you.
Your husband must be a pretty important guy.
I wouldn't know. We kind of stopped talking altogether.
Talking's overrated.
Hmm.
I mean, that must have been really hard.
Not as hard as realizing the person who spent half her life. Just on the hope that Arthur will remember who I am.
Well, I had a family member who started to forget things, and it is horrible.
Security detail is gone.
Does that mean he's gone?
I wouldn't be surprised.
He was taking a radiology.
That was quick, wasn't it? They just
Yeah.
zoomed him out of there.
Claypool's wife said he was NSA.
I knew I'd heard Samaritan before. It was a classified NSA project. Shut it down in 2005. Which is clearly the time Claypool is living in. Information he's now shouting for anyone to
Yeah.
hear.
I can think of about
Crazy.
Possibility that the threat may be from his own security detail. You need to get close to him.
Easier said than done.
Fire? What do you reckon?
Don't know. What?
Why not?
Be careful, Miss Shaw. I have no backup that I can send you.
It's really interesting seeing Shaw take the reins as well, isn't it? Like, it's completely different from...
It's sodium pentothal.
Who has them?
Rudy.
This isn't a scan, it's an interrogation.
Oh my god.
Whoever the threat against Claypool is, they're already here.
Freeze! Don't move.
Well,
Miss
damn.
Shaw.
So much for being quick.
This is gonna get complicated.
It is.
I love how that slowly. And then...
Yeah. Did you see it was from a classified section?
What you building there, son?
It's an array of floating gate transistors configured as a series of NAND gates.
Yes.
It's a memory system.
D-A-D.
Now, just watch this.
You're just like, you are a genius.
I mean, at that age, yeah.
I'm making you a memory to help you remember stuff like turning off the stove.
Oh, man.
I think I can make it so it can remember all the things that you can't.
What's wrong with me? Can't be fixed.
What if I built a machine with lots of memory, one that could think?
Even if you could.
Wow.
Could fill it with all my memories, it still wouldn't be me. Not
Seeing
everything
the
that's
origin.
broken was meant to be fixed.
So it feels... He's definitely got a connection to this, because his dad started to forget, yeah.
I figured it was you. How'd you find me?
Triangulated the phone nearest to your last GPS.
You're here?
I'm in the parking lot.
Good. Can keep an eye on Claypool.
I think it best if I remain here.
Finch, why?
Oh, I found something.
Yeah.
Do you think he worked for the NSA? So if he sees
Technician.
Oh.
You avoided the cameras.
I mean-
which might trigger a memory, that might be a bit.
Into the imaging room.
He's very sure not
To
seeing
get
him.
involved.
I just heard him say the name Rudy.
This is why you need backup.
Yeah.
That's why we need Reese.
Who are you and what do you want with Arthur Claypool?
I want to protect him.
Yeah, I mean, that would sound a bit crazy, considering they're there to protect him, but then...
Yeah.
Are they?
It's like he's going on a little road trip.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Is he trying to find someone?
I
Oh.
wondered why there was no backup. Where Fusco? Yeah.
He's worried about you. Hell, we all are. How'd you find me? What do you think? I want my detective shield in a poker game? My glasses help a little.
Oh, come on, Fusco.
Detective.
They just gonna have a nice drink.
Yeah.
Like to.
Road trip together.
I know. I heard you. I've got just as much right to be here as you. Fine. You're gonna drink and not talk. Bourbon and soda. Hold the bourbon.
To just soda. Someone's got to be
on point, ready to go.
Wasting your time. You should be protecting Claypool. Tech dosed him with sodium pentothal.
How'd you know something like that?
Same way you would if you'd have done any real field work.
Damn. That triggered a nerve, didn't it?
I can make things very unpleasant for you.
Oh, she can do the same.
It looks so good.
Has he been poisoned?
That's not gonna look good for her.
No. Still on the call.
Finch?
Yeah.
We have a problem.
I think I've identified the threat. He'd be a prime target for anyone obsessed with exposing the government's secret surveillance operations. And then I remembered the technician's name.
Elizabeth Ross.
Hero of the Revolutionary War, more commonly known as Betsy Ross.
Revolutionary War? I'll give you one guess who that might be.
Vigilance. And they're here.
You asked where we were going, Claire. Here we go. Oh.
Doctor, why do you have a gun? What happened to his guards? We have to go. There are people coming after your husband.
God.
What kind of people? The kind you need a gun for. Grab his clothes.
Where are we going?
Just listen to what she tells you.
Who are you?
If we can get you out
What are you
of here.
doing with my clothes? Let go of me, both of you.
Harold.
Arthur, come on. We need to leave.
Oh, I told you they knew.
Finally, somebody I recognize.
Told ya.
Yeah.
It just seemed so much like.
Yeah.
Quite some time.
Man. This show.
I knew it. You know, that's sort of like he was clearly avoiding him. Like, I must stay here.
Yeah, I cannot come out. I cannot. Yeah, get involved. Man. I love how it's not all full color cameras. It's like, yeah, very.
When was the last time they changed that sign? Paris has a population of 9 million.
Who cares? Can't get to Paris from last.
I'll take you to Paris.
Does that work? Or did that used to work?
Holy crap. That was way too much fun to be legal.
I need you to come with me. About your dad.
Oh, what did he do?
Is he okay? Does that work?
Dunno.
Did it used to work?
Maybe. Is there even any payphones about these days?
Yeah.
Oh, Harold and I go all the way back to MIT. We were going to shape the future. Remember, Harold? I do. You're limping. Are you hurt?
No, it's just
Wow.
an injury that never
It's crazy how, like, forget so much, but then notice.
Harold was the most brilliant of all of us. Anybody who was going to change the world, we knew it would be him. What'd you end up doing?
Insurance.
Got a gun?
Oh my god.
I love whoever that person was that shouted, he's got a gun.
What do they want?
You, Arthur.
God damn. Shooting out of a moving gun. That's insane.
Okay. You'll be safe here while I make arrangements to get you both out of harm's way.
Right.
It's just her, like, tapping him and him be like...
Yeah.
You did work for the NSA?
Right in front of her.
Damn.
The technician asked you who had them, and you answered Rudy.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What do you have to do with all that?
I just heard that you might be in some trouble.
Yeah, it must be confusing
Yeah.
for Harold to just appear.
Who are you people? We're the ones keeping you and your husband safe. The only people I trust are in this room.
What about Reese and Fusco? They're a bit occupied. Must be confusing for him, like just being in a hospital bed. He's living in like 2005 or whatever, and now he's been shot at. Like...
Harold, do you recall Arise, Ye Sons of MIT?
Oh,
Arise, loyal brother.
His face.
The future back. Tonight shall ever
What? Reese would just be like...
a memory that will never
A
die.
memory that will never die.
Of MIT.
John's gonna be sorry he missed me.
I'm on sync with this episode today.
Ew. Demeanor changed instantly now.
Oh, Samaritan is truly remarkable. Primary function is to detect potential acts of terror through analysis of large data sets. Specifically, it'll have the ability to anticipate acts of aggression and suggest strategic countermeasures before the perpetrators can act.
Sounds like quite a project.
The system was designed to function autonomously, to continually upgrade itself through past experiences.
Saying that it can remember and learn.
That's what we always dreamed of.
Man.
Samaritan is a true artificial intelligence.
Sounds rather familiar.
Remarkable.
So he was working on that, or has someone created a different one?
Is he talking about what I think he's talking about?
It would appear so.
But then that would mean
that there was a second machine. And Arthur built
it. Two machines?
What? Why? What?
He kind of looks like a bit like Marty McFly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He wandered a half a mile away from home tonight. If you're stretched, maybe it's time to find a place that can.
Man. Must be hard though, because he obviously wants to live his life and not be.
Yeah.
I don't know why this keeps happening.
It's okay, Dad.
No.
Did we ever learn what happened
You
to
have
Finch's
greatness
mum?
in you, Harold.
No.
It's wasted here.
I'm not going anywhere. They're building a computer network right now that's going to connect all the universities in the country.
Sounds crazy, doesn't it?
Don't get yourself into something you shouldn't.
They don't want you to get inside. They ought to build it better.
Must be crazy. Like, there must be so many amazingly smart people that are like can't do what they want to do.
Where is it now?
Nowhere. Samaritan was destroyed years ago, 2005. After 9/11, the government had everyone on their cat trying to build a system. Told them the only way they could achieve what they wanted was to build something that not only watched, but understood.
An AI.
I know you always said artificial intelligence was a fool's errand, Harold. I was this close.
And that's when Congress shut you down.
All the programs at your map, Genoa. Within 6 months, they were all gone. Came for Samaritan, February 25th, 2005. The government wanted a system, Harold. They weren't just going to give up. Someone else had got there first. And built it.
I got goosebumps, man. So, like, crazy.
I didn't mean club soda. I'm 2 years sober. Why?
Yeah, he's
A lot of
always
stupid things.
only ever had
That was one
soda.
of them. And this jackass in a suit showed up in my back seat, forced me at gunpoint to help him. Why'd I quit drinking? You. Don't let it go to your head. What do you think? You're the only one that's hurting? So tell me how hiding out in your old man's watering hole is gonna fix it. The resemblance. My dad was here before he was deployed to Vietnam, before a tour. Was he killed in action? No, at the refinery where he worked.
Damn, that's insane. To go through.
That's rough.
Yeah.
What's that have to do with what happened at Carter? Nothing. Just proves that no matter what we do or don't do in this world, bad things are still gonna happen. Pointless. Irrelevant. You saved lots of people, including me. You saying that was pointless? Let's go. I wasn't talking about leaving.
Oh, a fight that we didn't think we needed in life. Oh, does Fusco not know about the machine?
No.
No, he doesn't, does
He's
he?
never learned about the machine, no.
Come on.
He's questioned a few times of things being
Yeah, I just
weird.
noticed he was white. That was all.
Yeah.
So Fusco's fight scenes have gone from Simmons to Reese.
Yeah, well, he's got to move up, isn't he, in the world?
I guess
He needs to let off some steam, doesn't he? Fusco can hold his own. He's
Yeah, he
proved
can.
it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want Fusco charging at me, to be honest. Jeez.
That's so
Oh my
angry.
god! It's like in the rain as well.
Oh no. Wait, I am a cop.
Yeah. The guy's like, what the hell?
I was just trying to talk to him.
Who are you? Why don't you just leave me alone?
Arthur, it's me, Harold.
Damn.
And this is Diane, your wife.
Come, I remember you, not her.
Because tumors do mysterious things to memory.
He'd know
Like you
better
said.
than anyone.
The
Yeah.
file system is corrupted.
No, that's not it. I remember Diane. Diane is dead. I buried her 2 years ago on June 12th, 2011.
You do remember.
Go.
What a twist!
Suppose this was inevitable.
Perimeter secure, ma'am.
Ma'am, he works for you, as did you at one time, Agent Shaw.
Your face.
I assume you always wanted to meet me.
We never did meet her.
You proved to be quite useful, arranging it so I could meet your employer. I didn't catch your last name.
What is it that you want from Arthur?
The location of his greatest achievement.
The Samaritan was destroyed.
I know the official story, Arthur.
Oh.
I also know about the drives. Where are they?
I don't know what you're talking
Oh, stop it. He's telling you the truth. He doesn't know.
You can help me recover something else that belongs to me. Your greatest achievement.
Well, I'm afraid I can't do that.
One of you is going to tell me what it is I want to know.
Oh, man.
And whoever does will be the one who gets to leave here alive.
Come on, Root. Root will save the day.
Oh my god. Death redacted, death admin. Operational conflict. Oh god.
Is this one of the ones that we should watch back to back?
Hell yeah. We're watching the other one today. We gotta fit it in. We
will. It's fine.
Huh?
It's fine. Watch it out.
We can mix it up. My god. I'm completely thrown off as well because the next thumbnail has his face in it, so I was expecting it next episode. And as soon as I saw him in this episode, I was like, oh my god. Ugh. So what do you think of that episode?
It's really weird because sometimes I worry when I guess things are happening in episodes.
Yeah.
But the reason I guess the things are happening in episodes is because they're predictable.
Because you're the machine, you think? Is that why?
Yes. Yeah.
But
then I also felt like it wasn't predictable.
Did you see Control coming?
No, I completely forgot about them.
As soon as I saw her face, I was like, oh my god.
Like, I totally was like, I was all for Vigilance.
Yeah, they just showed up.
Because they showed up and I'm like, this is where we're going, this is where... And then it's like, why the hell is Hirsch?
like we said before, there is so much going on.
Because as well, like, he was like, I can't talk about this when she's here.
Yeah,
like, who
the
are
whole
you?
time he was
and
like...
everyone just thought he'd just forgotten who his wife was.
And that revelation, like, no, I remember. I buried her. like,
why didn't you say this earlier? Why didn't you say this back in the hospital?
Maybe it's just suddenly triggered. Yeah. Man, what an episode. As if you think it couldn't get more complicated as well. There's the possibility of Samaritan. Yeah. Like, what do you think of that?
I get a bit confused as well. Sorry, it's not what you just said, but like, when we flashed different locations, sometimes I feel like the timings of the locations are not the same.
Okay.
So I'm sat here thinking, is that Reese and Fusco fight happening the same time as this is happening?
It could be like it was before,
or could they end up saving the day because Fusco's not
maybe
Reese's? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel like when they flash towards things, it's not the same time frame.
So you're saying possibly they could come and save the day?
Maybe. But I think it could be Root. I think Root's just going to walk out of that Faraday cage after this episode.
But do you not think he would have locked her in?
Oh, she can still get out.
We'll see, I guess. It's, yeah, there you go. But yeah, what do you think of that possibility I said then? Of the whole, I mean, we saw it at the end with the machine.
But who's using Samaritan?
Using it?
Yeah.
What do you think is active?
But if it is...
But she asked specifically, because he said it's been destroyed, and she said, no, the drives. Where are they?
Yeah, but why would Vigilance be after something that doesn't work? Because therefore destroying...
Well, yeah. Well, that...
Do you see what I mean?
Well, no, because... I'm under the impression from what from what everyone's saying is nobody knows the truth. Not even the machine knows what is happening with Samaritan. Because as you saw it zoomed all the way into the machine and it said offline and then changed. Because it's like, wait a second. So nobody quite knows, they just know of it.
Yeah.
Because the official story was it got shut down.
Unless that's what they're just confirming that's actually gone. Vigilance.
Yeah, so it like Claypool said to Harold, the government were working on the system to detect terrorist attacks, and that's exactly what Vigilance are against. Yeah. So if there's a chance of another,
I guess it's even a chance of like if they take down the one in use, they'd kind of want to destroy any others that are close because
they're like backups basically. Yeah. So But my God, what an episode! This show, I love every second of it. Like goosebumps. I'm like, man. But
it was a really nice episode. Like, we've been learning a lot more about Finch recently.
Yes,
which
I
is
like that.
Like,
yeah.
I feel like we had, like, going back to the other season, like, there was a lot with him and Nathan Ingram and creating the machine.
Yeah.
But like, we're actually learning more about
him as a person in a way. Yeah. And like he's childhood.
Did they call him Harold in those visions?
Yes, yeah, he did call him Harold.
Yeah,
yes.
so it's kind of like
he didn't say his surname.
No.
They never said surname, but they said Harold.
So it's like, is Harold his name, or when we look back at memories like that, would it use his code name rather than his actual name? Do you know what I mean?
Well, his dad called him Harold, and everyone else called him Harold, so we just didn't
Harold
get his surname. So
yeah.
It's really interesting. It ties in very well with obviously with Claypool and his memory, with his dad as well. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people go through. Like my great nan, she had like dementia and memory problems towards the end. There was one time like she just was talking to me. She was like, "How are the kids?" And I'm like, "I don't have any kids." And she's like, "Oh, of course you don't." Like, it was like little things like that. She would like, and she'd always misremember my sister's name and call her like my mum's name.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. Like, it's just things didn't quite connect.
Yeah, it must be hard as well, because when you're going through something like that as well, like when you've got like family, like she could have thought that you were your dad,
possibly
because of like there's similarities that run down. Like I look at pictures of my mum when she was younger, and I looked very similar to my mum when I'm younger. So if you're going through something like that where you're not too sure where you are in your timeline, you would associate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, which is exactly the thing that happens with Arthur in this. He's literally, because he's like, I need to get back and work out these errors and fix these things.
He was living in 2005.
Exactly. Still working on it. Man, the revelations as that they came out, they're so cool.
But he's not as losing it as you think.
No. Well, that's the thing. Exactly what Finch said as well. Like the brain, that's the memory, and the brain is a strange thing.
Yeah.
Like, you can lose some things and remember others, and like it is weird. Like even like I don't like have anything like that, of course, but sometimes you're like, why can't I remember this specific thing that happened?
Yeah, I sometimes.
But then you remember the most pointless things in the world. Like it's just bizarre.
I quite often think about like getting some little notepads and writing down memories that pop into my head.
Yeah.
Because I say memories are so weird that I can completely forget something happens until something triggers it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like something will happen and you'll be like, oh yeah, or someone will say something and you're like, oh yeah, I remember when this happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that you've got so much stored in your brain for such a, like,
and then you're like, why does my brain remember like Baby Shark or something like that? Why is that in my brain?
Why can I remember?
Get it out of there. I don't need
why
it.
can I remember how to make every single Starbucks drink?
There you go. Well, that's helpful, because that's
No,
your
that
job.
is helpful. But like, where does this information store?
Well, the brain's
like,
very smart.
It's weird, but it's just a fleshy mass. Like, I don't get it.
Electric
Do you know what I
pulses.
mean? I just don't get it. We've got down like some sort of like.
Yeah,
even
no, it's
customers,
interesting. So
when I start listing out all the drinks, and customers are like, how do you know how to make all these? And I'm like, I ask.
I mean,
myself,
I do come over to there and look at the drinks. I'm like, what the hell is all this?
Yeah, I ask myself that same question every day.
But it's the same thing with me with
muscle memory.
Yeah, but it's the same thing with me with like I work in AV and projection.
Yeah.
Me remembering all the little things, and people are like, I don't remember how to do this. I'm like, what?
That happened the other day
So-
actually when I was talking about like how I absorb so much stuff.
Yeah.
And then Mark was like, I wouldn't even be able to make a playlist now because I haven't done it in so long. I was like,
Yeah, it's
I
been a
could.
while. Yeah, I remember the layout of a playlist in our cinema, the order of it.
Yeah.
And I haven't made them for years, but there you go. Anyway, we're getting off track.
We're getting into brain.
But yeah, it's interesting, like memory and brain, and like what you can. But I like how they handled it in this. Is really well done. Yeah, it was an interesting episode with no real Reese and Fusco in it. Like, I mean, we had them, but they had their own little side kind of thing going on. Which we can probably talk about just their story if you want to right now.
Yeah, so Reese we just see driving and...
Yeah, because we get from Finch, we get the thing like, because Shaw asks where is he, and he's like, well, as soon as he was strong enough to walk he
out.
left.
And
only he knows where he is and if he'll come back. So,
But he's going to army bars.
He looks okay. You thought he'd be really like
rugged.
Yeah, but he looks alright.
He's going to army bars, which
Yes.
seems to be a thing in America.
And
like, we see it a lot in films.
there was a specific shot of him looking at the pictures, and it hung on that picture for a couple seconds, a second or two, and I was like, "Is that his dad? Is that yeah?"
Then there was some people that had a fight, and I was thinking, is he going to go out and
but no.
is that what he's craving? Like
He kind of just stands up and walks away, so you can't see it.
And then we see him at another place.
Yeah, and
Fusco's there.
Yeah, he's like, Finch, get you to follow me.
He's
like, how did you find me? And he's like, well, I didn't get my detective badge in a game of poker, you know, like I can do work.
Yeah, and then he said something about Finch.
He's like, Finch did something. It's like, leave me alone. He's like, he comes up and sits next to him. He's like, it's free country.
It's a public place. He's like, if you're going to have a drink, you
shut up.
Shut up. And then he asks for a double whiskey, and then Finch asks for...
Fusco.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Asks for bourbon soda.
With soda.
Hold the bourbon.
Hold the bourbon.
Which I have noticed as well, like, every time he's gone to a place he asked for soda. He had club soda when they did... Do you remember the three girls had the stalker? He had soda. There was the one where he was sitting in the gangsters' pub watching them.
Yeah.
And every time he got a drink, he was passing it off to the guy.
Yes.
So he doesn't drink. Yeah.
No.
Which is a neat thing. And why doesn't he drink?
Because he drank when he was in his bad cop days, basically, that Reese
And then
pulled him out of.
Some jerk in the backseat of his car changed
held a gun to him and asked him for his help.
Basically changed him. It's crazy, like, how much all these characters have affected each other.
Yeah.
Like, because obviously Reese had the same thing with Carter. Carter changed him, and now he's changed Fusco. And good is infecting everyone. It's cool. Like, we've seen the opposite of bad, like, infecting, like, Fusco himself and, like, others, so...
And then he says about saving people's lives. Was it not worth it? You saved my life. And
he says, I did write it down. I can't remember, but he basically said it was all irrelevant. Oh, he said it's like, what's the point? Like, bad things still happen no matter what you do. Because he spoke about his dad did 4 tours in Vietnam.
Yeah.
And then came home and died 2 months later working in a factory or whatever. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like, anything can happen. You never know. Like, So, but bad things will still happen, which is a thing Roots said as well.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, it's all irrelevant.
Yeah.
But the irrelevant people matter is what the whole point is.
Then Fusco just turns around to him and goes, let's go. And he's like,
I'm going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere, are you?
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't mean going anywhere.
They just shoves him out the door.
And they have like a fist
fight in the rain.
And
Pretty
then
cool.
Cop car turns up, but they just stop and look at it.
That's another thought I had when you said, oh, maybe they'll turn up and help, but are they being detained? What's going on?
I don't know. I feel like there's probably a lot of fights that happen out there that I don't know if they all get detained. It's kind of like, I feel like the cop car will turn up, show their lights. If they quit it, they'll probably carry on.
Maybe.
If they have to step in there,
I don't know.
detained.
It's a big point of it. I feel like if he just disappeared, it'd be a bit pointless to show. Do you know what I mean? But the other thing is, like, if two... this is going to sound like a very stupid thing to say. Those two people... Well, I guess Reese isn't so willing to fight. But if they're willing to fight, like... I guess is it illegal, right? Against the law?
Is there a law to not fight?
I guess so. It's like public disturbance in a way as well,
Yeah,
right? And endangering others and... I don't know. Yeah, it's just a weird one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not sure. I guess it's the same reason you can't have, like, an illegal... Like a fight club or something like that. Sorry for mentioning it.
No.
I know. That's what I said. But yeah.
Yeah, now you've said that, I am like... Because, like...
Yeah. There's just...
Causing injury to people is, like, assault, battery, like...
I guess the problem here is Reese didn't really want to do it, so... if they both wanted to...
But that's what I mean, like, where are the rules if it's a consensual fight?
Yeah, I think it's the same thing, like I said, like... Anyway. But yeah, that's basically their story. We didn't get much else to it. Like, I like how Fusco was like, you think you're the only one hurting? Like, my partner got shot. Like, we're all suffering. Like, yeah. But it does affect people in different ways. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. Yeah, you can't, like...
But it's like I said, when it happened, I said it's another person that Reese has loved and lost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so... Yeah, I'm glad we still got Reese, despite him being not with the group. But there you go. Yeah, we started the episode with Reese gone. Finch is talking to Shaw about it, and she's like, have you got any numbers? And he's like, no, not at the moment.
Then the phone rings.
Yeah, which I like, because
And he ignores it.
Yeah.
And
then he keeps ignoring him. Like it's like following him, which
Yeah.
is really cool. Yeah. And it's crazy because it seems like it was a very important number.
Yes.
Considering and connected to Finch.
Yes.
It's insane, yeah. So we didn't mention that Reese is all the way in Colorado. Like he's like cross country a bit, yeah. But we cut to Root in the library, and she asks for a book.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Finch is like, if you need anything, I'm going to the shops.
Yeah, but he's like third book on the
it was something like
Full Scods.
Full Scods.
Yeah, it's like a bit like reading.
She's like, and then she puts 3 books together, and then just slides them towards him.
It's like, how did you know this? Like, you need to stop ignoring her.
Yeah. It's like, how are you talking to her?
Yeah. And he kind of like looks around, like, how? Like what?
Yeah.
Like it could be like, I don't know, like maybe there's like a radio tower or something like opposite, and it's like flickering a light in Morse code, you know?
Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
But he takes the books and scurries out of there like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, and he's kind of looking at the books as well, and then Shaw's like, I even knew you were holding out at me. It's like, will you please not do that?
Is it another number?
Well, I like that he's like jump scared by her. He's like, please stop it. Yeah, I haven't decided.
She's like, do you have that decision?
Yeah. And the person is?
To be fair, it does make more sense when he puts a number in and he looks shocked, didn't he? We were like,
yes.
Why did he look
shocked?
shocked?
I knew why, because as soon as I saw the guy, I was like, okay, yeah, alright.
But I was thinking, like, is he shocked because it's actually a number? Because obviously she's in this Faraday cage that you shouldn't be able to communicate with anyone in, and she somehow put these 3 books together, and it's like, don't ignore her. So the fact it came up with someone, it's like, oh, that's what I thought at the time. But now, knowing everything...
Wait, you're shocked that it actually was a number?
Yeah.
But why would she just randomly grab books and know about that?
How does she know? How is she communicating with the machine?
Yeah, that's the actual question.
That's why I'm like...
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just shocked. I don't know. I thought the shock was, oh god, this is actually a person.
No.
Not
the shock was...
Oh god, I know this
I
person.
recognise this man. His name?
Something Clayton?
Arthur Claypool.
Claypool.
Arthur, yeah. Arthur Claypool, an IT consultant.
Yes.
And he's in a hospital. So Shaw...
He's buying lots of stuff at the gift shop.
Shaw acts as a doctor. Yes, that's... Yeah. His credit card. Yeah, said that.
Yeah, I like how she's like, Finch, can you be an MD? And he's like, no, I need to stay here.
Yeah, he said something about you could be like a consultant or something like that to me, or a,
She's like, I couldn't even convince them when I was a doctor.
Yeah, she says I wasn't a good doctor when I was meant to be one, so, yeah. But it turns out he's got a brain tumour, and it's terminal.
Oh, there's a guy with a suit.
Yes, yeah. Well, she goes and talks to him, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Like, and he's like confused and like, who are you? What's going on?
You must be
but they have quite a connection because like he says I'm feeling more like Bumblebee than Dragonfly. Honeybee than Dragonfly, and she's like, what? It's like because of the lifespan of the bee, and she's like, well, as long as you're not Mayfly, and they kind of connect, which is quite nice.
And then the suit turns up.
Yes.
He's like, you're new.
Oh no! Before that, he's like, I keep spilling information that I probably shouldn't.
Then he just like stares blankly.
Yeah. So.
Then the suit guy turns up and is like, oh, who are you? It's like,
yeah.
Are you new? Transferred today.
Yeah.
From where?
But yeah, basically questions there. Yeah. But the thing I wanted to point out about him as well, I think it's this point. Is it this point he starts saying about fixing it? No, maybe not. I think that's after actually.
Yeah, that's when.
Yeah, she gets it squared away. We do cut to 1969.
Yeah.
And I really like how far back it is. The machine doesn't really have the camera data for it exactly. No. There's like kind of black and white satellite images maybe and stuff like that, which is really interesting. But
we see a little young boy.
We? Yeah. Where are we? We're just on a farm.
Yeah, farm.
Yeah. And who's there? Yeah, it's
a little boy.
Finch, basically. Well, we know anyway. It's Finch.
But I like the way it doesn't say who it is, and the first thing we have the boy saying is, is that a sparrow? And you're like,
no, not quite. Yeah, the guy's,
yeah.
The dad is not quite, but I'll teach you afterwards. You can learn all about the birds.
Yeah. But he's trying to fix an engine and it's not working.
Just leaking. I can't work it out.
And the phone rings.
Which is, every time a phone rings like that, it's just,
And then Finch is just looking at it, and then... Is this all in the same scene?
Yeah, well, the guy, at first, he's like, oh, I can't find my socket wrench. Where is it?
Yeah.
And then he picks up and he's like, there you go, Dad.
I keep forgetting things.
He's like, I don't know where my head is at the moment, which is obviously foreshadowing to him losing his memory and stuff.
Yeah.
But the dad goes off, and then when he comes back...
He's taken apart the whole engine and found this one.
Because, I like how it's you see Harold looking and it focuses on one part, and then he's taking it all apart, and he's like, gives it to him. You shouldn't do this to things, take them completely apart. And he's like...
You shouldn't make it so easy to take apart.
If they don't want you to get in, they ought to make it harder to do so, which is basically his
foreshadowing.
Yeah, for how he built the machine. He built it to be airtight. That was the point of it. Yeah. I should build them better. Yeah. But we cut back to Claypool, and his wife has turned up.
Yeah.
Well, it's Shaw's finding it hard to get in because there's three of them. She's like, I need to find something to burn. And he's like, can you not do something combustible? Yeah.
And then a woman turns up, and they let her in.
Diane Claypool.
Yes.
His wife. As soon as I saw her, man, I was like, oh, man.
But this is where he starts to kick off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who she is.
Because Shaw tries to get in, and it's like, and he's like, no, you're not going in. He's fine.
He's in distress.
It's not your business.
He's just confused.
He's like, I don't know who you are. Leave me alone. Go away. Yeah. And she's like, I'm your wife. And it all makes so much sense.
I need to fix it. This is when he's shouting about fixing something.
He says, we've got to do this, this and that. Samaritan, blah, blah.
Yeah. And then...
Yeah, it's
Shaw
crazy.
is like, did you
I love the as soon as he mentions, because Shaw's like, did you hear that? Like,
what is Samaritan?
And Finch is like, it sounds familiar. Like, of course it does. Yeah. I like how I think it says something about the way Claypool says he's like quoting things, but he says something he was not deceived. Something about being deceived. Yeah. But he's definitely not being deceived by that woman because he did not trust her one bit.
But she leaves.
We find out though that he worked for the NSA.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But she leaves and goes to the visitor room because this is where Shaw's like, if I can't get close to him, I'll get close to his wife.
Before that, we find out that that Finch says he's living in 2005. That's where he worked there, and whatever he was doing. Yeah. But she talks to the wife and. Yeah, she's such a liar.
Yeah.
Good acting. Crying and everything.
Acting.
He never spoke to her about anything. Yeah. And I stopped asking about work and then we just grew apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Shaw's bedside manner. Comes out. She's like, I can't remember what she says, but she says like damn or whatever. And then she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. That's so bad. The way she said it as well was perfect. So awful. Bedside.
But then she goes to check on him. And
he's
gone.
been moved to radiology.
And she sees him being pushed down the thing. And she's like, this is a 3-person...
It's like a
three-person wedge. This is SIA.
Yeah.
SIA? Secret Service?
The Secret Service. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is like, what is going on?
Who is he and what does he know?
She continues to follow.
Well, they're like, if he worked for NSA and he's suddenly spilling out all this information,
he's probably knows top secret.
Well, Shaw's like, I know 15 organizations who would want that.
Yeah.
And the Secret Service might be trying to shut him up.
Yeah.
So
she follows.
Yeah.
He's gone to a CT scan thing.
Yeah, she can't get in.
So she goes into a room.
She goes through the tiles. Yeah. It's funny how you mentioned about. Earlier about because he had a tumor and then drug lord, and then we see so many scans in Breaking Bad as well. It's just but we find out
she sees a syringe in the bin and she smells it and it's got something different in a truth.
Yeah, he's basically being interrogated by a woman, Elizabeth Ross.
However, because she stops it, they then Secret
We
Service
didn't get an
people.
answer to that though. He reveals who's got it or who has
That might
it.
be the next episode.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He says Rudy,
Rudy,
and then we never got anything from them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's basically it. But yeah, the woman runs off, and then Shaw gets captured by Secret Service. But we cut to 1971, where little Finch, little Harold, is building a memory like thing, and he like spells out Dad with the light, like Morse code, I guess.
Yeah.
And then flicks a switch, and it plays it back.
Yeah.
It can remember. He's
he wants to build
he's
things
basically
to help his dad's memory.
Yeah.
Things that he forgets.
And the dad's like, not everything broken you can fix. Like you can't fix it. And he's like, well, yeah, I get that, but like, I don't know. He's just trying to help in his own way. It's crazy. A kid like that, he can take apart engines and build computers and well, basically, what is a computer? Memory, like mad. It's cool we see this as well. Him as a child being this smart and knowing these things. Because you can see how he can get to the point where he's at. He is a genius. But, yeah, so this is when we find out the name of the person interrogating him was Elizabeth Ross.
Yeah.
I can't remember, is this where Finch has, like, pulled up to where she's being held, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he's in the parking lot and she's in an office.
And then a phone rings and it's unknown and Finch managed to radio signal to the closest
phone to where she was.
You can talk to her.
So
but
then the guy comes
in.
Yeah, so
to talk to her. It's really weird because like they've basically been trained the same.
Yeah.
But, you know when you get two people like this, that you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it is like she said, like you've never been in the field, like you can tell the difference between someone that's just been told what to do and is doing it to someone that's done something in real life and has the experience to go behind it. But he cracks into some egg fried rice, doesn't he?
And then he ends up being poisoned, basically.
Yeah, dies.
Is he dead?
Probably.
And that's when she's like on the phone. She's like, "Did you poison these rice?" And he's like, "No." But I looked into that name, Elizabeth Ross.
Yeah.
And it turns out it's an old military revolution thing. Did you click then when he said that, who it was?
No.
You need to remember that, because do you remember they're all about the revolution and historical figures. They used two names before, and
that's when a van turns up behind
Vigilance.
Vigilance is here. And whatever his name is. Is it Clay?
No, Collier.
Collier.
Peter Collier, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's... I don't know.
You need to get...
Yeah, we need to get him out there. So... She grabs the wife. Wife. And they're trying to get clothes.
Secret Service persons are just passed
out.
Yeah,
just like, why have you got a gun? It's like, because the people coming after him, you're going to need a gun for... we need to get his clothes, get him. And they're trying to get him out. It's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I don't know. I like this room. Who are you people?
And then Finch goes...
it's so good. Arthur, we need to go.
We need to go. And he's like, someone I know.
Harold.
I even like Shaw's face in this is like...
Yeah, because even at that point when he was sitting in the car, she asked him to help. And he's like, no, I got to stay here.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense because he was... I guess Harold was worried, like, obviously, maybe it would... reveal more things, or who knows? Madness. Did you expect they knew each other? Well,
I did. I called it, didn't I?
Yeah.
But this is where we find out they went to MIT together.
Yes. Yeah. We don't quite. I think it flashback again. We get another flashback to Finch hanging out with some friends.
Yeah.
This is 1979 now, so he's about much older. Well, he's like a teenager. A bit older. I really like the casting as well. Like, I think he. Yeah, it's good casting. But they're talking about like the sign of the thing and the population.
Changes. Paris is 9 million.
It's like, I could take you to Paris.
Yeah.
And then he blows like a whistle in the phone, and and then he just phones Paris.
Yeah, it's so bizarre.
I wonder if that works or is a thing or worked at the time. Do you know what I mean? Really interesting.
But then a cop car pulls up with his dad in the back of it.
Yeah.
Is that Harold?
Yeah. It doesn't. We don't get the ending to this yet, but we might as well talk about it. He drops off the dad. Well, both Finch and the dad at home, and the cop's like, look, if it's coming too much, you need to like.
He was found walking a mile.
Yeah, it's like really cold. Like when it gets super cold, then what? Like.
Yeah. If it's too much, you need to ask for help.
Yeah. And the dad's, I really like this part because the dad's like, you shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be like looking after me. You should be doing greater things. Like that's what I was trying to say. I didn't quite get it out fully, but like there must be so many people that are like not like maybe trapped or like they can't live their full potential. Like and they can't. There's got to be so many smart and talented people.
Yeah.
And it's even crazier nowadays because so many people get buried under. There's so many people.
I think it also depends on your upbringing sometimes as well. Cause
I
think
some people get luckier than others as well. Yeah.
But like, I never, as a child, was like you're not forced into things, but you know, like a lot of children,
pushed, to do your
your parents push you to do things, and like if they see that you're good at something, because it's your parents that are responsible for it when you're young to put you in things when you're younger. Like Finch having all this stuff at home. To actually be able to create that little stuff, it's all situational sometimes as well. That there could be people that could have done great things but didn't have the resources
maybe
to explore it. And then when you get older, you get a job, you end up in life continues, doesn't it?
No, it must be hard for like someone like Harold. Like if they want to care for someone, like, they care. He cares about his dad, of course. Like, but. Just leave him. But he hears that something's coming. They're building a network that will connect all the universities. And then... Can you imagine something like that that connects people? Like, insane.
We've also learned or do you know what he did when what was it that he did with the internet? Didn't someone hack the internet and
something.
It was implied, wasn't it? Yeah.
Implied, that it was in that episode
with the hacker,
with the algorithm. Was it algorithm? No, the
memory that was bigger than the memory. He'd made a code that.
What is it called though?
It's code.
Compression, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it was that episode. But the dad's like, don't be like getting into things you shouldn't. He's like, well. If they build it better, then, you know...
Yeah, you should build it so you can't get in it if they
don't want you to get in. Yeah, so... There we go. But, we find out they both went to MIT together.
They're in like a state... They find like a hotel room, don't they?
Well, before that, they got shot at by vigilance.
Oh, yeah, when they're escaping.
Yeah. And I love how Shaw just hangs out the door, the window, just shooting at them. And you see Collier. Yeah. But that was all we got of vigilance.
I wish they'd shot his wife.
Wow.
Hindsight is a glorious thing. Should have just pushed the wife to save him.
Seems like she's more in control than you thought.
I hate that it's control because it reminds me of
the game.
The game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Mad. So they go to a hotel room, and this is when they start asking Arthur questions, and he's like, not in front of her, which makes sense. Yeah. Which kind of goes off. And we find out that what he did, he worked for the NSA, and
the Samaritan was a machine of surveillance, but it got shut down.
But what was its purpose?
To detect terrorists and...
Yeah, as he was explaining it, like Shaw and Finch's face is like...
But he said there was quite a few that were being created, because he named some off.
I don't think he said that straight at that point.
Yeah, but...
Because he revealed that's what he was doing, and then,
but he said that they were all shut down, and the only thing he can think why they were shut down is because someone did it. Because
he didn't say that yet, though.
He couldn't finish it. Yeah, like AI.
No, but he didn't say that yet, because like the reveal, like first is that, like he was building this thing that is exactly like the machine, and then when Finch goes over to Shaw, and they're both like, "Is he talking about what I think he's talking about?" Yeah. And that's when Finch is like, "There's a second one." Like, what? So what do you think about this? The possibility. Yeah, it makes sense that they didn't just go to one person to get this thing done. But like you said, we get a reveal in a second, like after that they all
got shut down.
Multiple, and he like lists off, like you said, loads of names of ones. Like they must have gone to loads of people to try and get it, and then shut them down. And he's like, well, apart from one, but we all knew that was a throw off. They kept that, to throw us all off. Yeah, something like that. But I think the real reason is
because someone did it.
Someone actually did it.
To do it. It's like, oh.
I love the thing as well. He lists the date, like he specifically knows the dates as well, which is crazy. Like how memory works. He's like, Samaritan was destroyed on the 25th of February 2005. I think someone else built it.
Yeah.
Finch's face, and I'm betting that date lines up with what we've been told before. I could probably look it up, but it's funny how he's saying this in front of the person as well.
Yeah.
I
do like this bit. Sorry, it jumps back a bit when they're escaping the hospital and stuff. He goes to Finch like, "Oh, you were amazing."
Yeah, he was
what
like,
did you end up doing?
Yeah,
insurance.
Yeah, which is kind of a thing. Yeah. But yeah, no, he says how brilliant Finch was. He's like the best. Like so. Yeah.
I think we go to one of the memories now, don't we?
We cut to like Reese and stuff,
yeah.
But
because then it goes back. They've created new IDs,
yes, there'll be new people.
Yeah,
and then in the background you see her kind of walk off, and then there's an argument. He's like, "No, get away from me! I don't want your help."
Yeah,
and she's like, "I just tried to talk to him."
How can I remember you and not her?
Yeah, because Finch is like, "This is your wife, Diane." Like this.
It's not my wife.
Because like, he calms him down again by saying, "It's me, Harold." Like, I really like that. It's like trigger his memory. He's like,
"It's not my wife. I buried my wife 2 years ago."
Like, how can I remember you not her? No, I remember Diane. She died on this date. I buried her. It's so specific. And then her face. And she's like, go!
Yeah.
And then Shaw's like, ah!
Yeah.
Takes down one guy, but then in comes...
Hush.
Who is she working for, Claire?
She's not working for anyone. She is.
She is who they were working for. So we've heard the name Control. And because it's like he says, air is clear, ma'am. And then that's when Shaw's like, ma'am? What? Huh?
Yeah. Because then Shaw's like, who are you? And she's like, well, you've always wanted to meet me.
Yeah.
And
and then Shaw's like, to her, she worked for her, and it's like, and so did you at one point.
Yeah.
But now I've finally met your employer.
Yeah.
It's like,
such a like, one of you is gonna tell me what. I want.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because Finch jumps in front of him because he's like, he doesn't know anything.
He's telling you the truth. Because like she's like,
doesn't know where
he's like, it's been destroyed. It's like, no, the drives. You know, we need to know. And then Finch's like, and it's like, well, one of you's going to tell me what you need to lead me to. You need to help me find what you did. And he's like, I can't do that. Like, it's like, well, either way, one of you's going to get shot.
Yeah.
And that was the episode.
So like, what?
So good. So good. This show. Let's see why I love it so much.
Yeah.
Man, we got to watch the next episode today. Cause, so we're going to stop talking so we can fit in more. But there we go. That was episode 11. We'll be back for episode 12 next time where I hope, it continues. What do you reckon will happen from here? Because obviously it ends with, it ends with the machine and it's like admin like in danger, redacted in danger, this person,
Samaritan unknown.
And then I love how it like zooms from, I love the visualization of it then zooming into like kind of the recesses of its memory in a way. And then it's Samaritan like offline and then it changes to and then it's like probability of conflicting like operations or something. So what do you reckon then?
Someone needs to save the day. I just don't know who. I feel like it could be Root. Because the machine is thinking,
what options do I have?
But like we said, Root is locked in a Faraday cage. So how
is she
would
going
she
to
get out?
Well,
and it's like, would it be too cliche for Reese to save the day? Because Reese always saves
I think he's
the
a
day.
bit kind of stuck.
Yeah, with the stuff going on with him.
I like that as well throughout. It's like Finch is like, I have no backup. And I was thinking like Fusco, but I didn't mention it because I was wondering. And it turns out Fusco was busy, preoccupied, so... Yeah, there we go. And will Vigilance come back?
Yeah, will Vigilance save the day in a weird way of like...
Yeah.
But would it cause enough distraction that they could get away? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We shall see. We'll be back in a week's time for more Person of Interest. Next on the channel is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Very exciting times. But yeah, thank you again. Look forward to it. Let's get on with it. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.